Hey there, I'm Bob Murdock, and welcome to the Evolve Fireside Chat. Here today with me is George Ray, and guess what we're going to be talking about? LED.
No.
Now, for you, those of you who are not familiar with Evolve, we are a rental company, and we deal in very high-end video equipment. And George is part of our solutions team, and he is our LED expert, along with a lot of other things. So George, what have you got for us today?
So today we have two of the new Novastar coax line of LED processors. So this is to borrow a phrase, a completely new platform. Okay. New software, new hardware, new requirements, new capabilities, new functionality. It is completely new and different.
Is it more difficult to use if they've been using the previous software? Can they step right into it, or is it something they're going to have to learn all over again?
It is easy to use, but it is all over again learning.
Okay.
It is an entirely different approach. It's much more user-friendly, but there's also much less, I want to go change something. No, it's less engineering oriented and more user oriented.
Gotcha. Now, what's so often when you have new processors or new devices, they are not necessarily backwards compatible.
Correct.
So what about these?
So these have a backwards compatibility problem. In Novastar, you have two different series of receiver cards in the LED tiles. Novastar doesn't actually make LED tiles, they only make the control system. The receiver card is the brain, the actual computer sitting in each tile. The coax platform works with the Armor series receiving cards, which have been out since 2016. So they're not necessarily new, but they are a more advanced, more capable receiver card. If your tiles have the older MRV series receiver card, these will not work at all.
Will they work with our inventory?
Everything in Evolve's inventory uses the Armor series receiving card. Everything from our LED totems to all of our Novastar-based rental cabinets. Doesn't matter if it's in Armor is abbreviated with the letter A, so an A5, an A8, an A10, they will all function just fine.
Okay. And one last thing. Okay, so it's a new product, but does it bring something new to the plate?
Yes. So the top product here is the KU20. If you zoom in, you will notice the label on this one says SU20. After the initial hardware launch, they were rebranded. So this is a KU20. The bottom is the MX40. This half rack wide, 1 RU tall processor has built-in scaling, has a single layer, but that's all you really need. It's an HD output, HD input, so 1920 by 1080, 60 hertz P. And it has scaling built in, a lot of image management. On the MX platform, the big brother on the bottom, that includes a massive increase in color processing. So not just your regular RGB adjustments, but true digital color processing. Things like color substitution, so I can go in and adjust the cyan and not impact the blue and the green. I can adjust the yellow without impacting the red or the green. It also handles multiple cabinet types, as long as they all have the Armor receiving card, and multiple receiving card types, as long as they're all in the Armor family, all on one processor with plug-and-play simplicity.
Sounds like you're getting a better bang for the buck.
They are a very good economic proposition, but they are slightly more expensive than a standard Novastar processor. But they are bringing a pronounced increase in capabilities.
Sounds good. Anything else we've left out?
So if you're familiar with Novastar and you're used to using the Novastar fiber system, so you're running longer than 100 meters or you want easier cable management, both of these processors have fiber outputs, but they do not work with the older Novastar fiber receivers. They will work with the CVT 4KS, that was the original 4K fiber receiver, if you have a custom firmware version. There is a modified firmware for it. There is a new fiber receiver called the CVT10 that works with both the KU20 and the MX40. CVT fiber converter 10, it has 10 ports. The MX20 here has 20 ports, so you need 2 CVT10s to work with this. If you're using the older CVT 4K, even though it has 16 ports on it normally, when you put the firmware in so that it will work with this system properly, you only get access to 10 of them. So it turns it into effectively a CVT10. We have the firmware if you're a customer and you need to change the firmware in your older units. Changing firmware is simple, but it's not something you want to do on a show site.
Okay. Anything else?
They have proven to be very easy to use, very simple to set up. They do require new software. Oh, last one, the software is available for Mac. So Mac or Windows platforms are both now supported.
That's something new.
That's a big thing that people have been requesting.
Yep. And so on that note, we'll say that if you have any other comments, questions for George or any of us, or you wanted to contribute something for a future Fireside Chat, just shoot us an email, solutions@evolvetechnology.live. Until the next one,
Excellent.
we'll see you. I don't think we could get any better than that.